Hello, young gamers. This is Old Man Gamer. We are about to start the mod. Um, my brain is totally drew blank. Meridia's Order. So after you finish the quest, the Horizon Dawn. Not Horizon Dawn. That's a game here. Let's go in. Let's see. Anyway, let's back out of that. Let's see. This the break of dawn with Meridia's beacon. Then you install this mod called Meridia's. Well, you can install it before, but you have to finish the break of dawn before anything happens. But anyway, this disciple of Meridia comes, and her name's Paladin Marith. Let's go to talk to her.
Champion!
New in town, right?
Champion!
If you need a place to sleep, head over to the Winking Skeever. We keep a fine inn.
Champion!
Can I help you?
Apologies for the intrusion. I am Paladin Marith of Meridia's Order. High Priestess Alara has sent me to find you and request your help. Please, follow me to our sanctum.
Slow down and explain why you need me.
Forgive my haste. Being truthful, I'm not sure why Alara feels she needs you so immediately. I do what she asks of me. All I know is that word has reached us that Meridia has a new champion, and the High Priestess of our order wants to make contact.
Okay, I'll lead the way.
Thank you. It's not too far from Meridia's statue. I'll escort you there. The sanctum isn't too far. I don't expect us to lose each other, but I'll mark it on your map, just in case.
Okay, let's see where it's at. Okay, we are here in Solitude. Wants us to go clear over here. And there's Meridia's statue. Let's just go here to Lost Echo Cave and we'll walk the other portion there.
Hey, look, a cave. Wonder what's inside.
From what I hear, Meridia hasn't chosen a champion in a long time. You must be special.
Of course I am. I'm very special. I'm a gamer.
Conflict is in our blood. Deep down, everyone has a desire for it.
When you arrive at the sanctum, don't judge them too harshly. It's been a difficult few months.
Okay.
Not that they're bad people. They're really not. They're just frustrated. Not that you'll have to worry. I'm sure I'd say sorry, but that was definitely your fault.
I bet you love to get
Well,
real
I
dirty.
it was my fault.
Come on. The sanctum isn't far now.
What is Meridia's order?
Well, I'd wager you know Meridia better than most. We follow her command and decree, destroying all she considers to be unnatural. Being the Daedric Prince of Life, many of us also dedicate ourselves to the healing and health of others. The sanctum is a place of worship, divinity, sanctuary, and protection. I hope that sums it up well enough. Alara is better at giving that speech than I am.
Okay.
You're interfering with official Tholmor business.
Well, let's just say Meridia hasn't exactly made herself known in some way. I think Alara is beginning to take it personally.
You'll finish.
That hurts.
I know you must have a lot of questions, and I'm sure they'll all be answered in time. It's probably best getting your answers from Alara.
Don't worry about the discoloration, friend. My disease is not contagious.
Your skin is very pale. Are you ill?
That I am.
Plenty of time
Some
to
may
get
call it a curse, but I see it as a blessing in disguise. Many moons ago, when I arrived here after the eruption of Red Mountain, I studied the art of necromancy in a dank cave just west of Windhelm. It was Alara who found me and taught me the error of my ways, taught me how the gods frown upon the fallen conditions of life and death. Whilst I have renounced my ways, Meridia punished me for my
It'll be
wrongdoing.
nice speaking to someone who
I
doesn't
believe
spend
she
all
was
day just
right to
sitting
do
in the
so.
same four walls.
I hope I'll be forgiven in death, and not spend eternity in a deplorable plane of oblivion, or even worse, the soul can. For now, I guard this sanctum with my life, as both an apology to Meridia and a thank you to Priestess Alara for saving me.
What are the symptoms of the curse?
Oh, they're purely visual. I think it's Meridia's attempt at irony. I raised the dead, so she can bring dead myself. I'm sure one day I'll come to enjoy her sense of humor.
Okay, what's going on over here?
Meridia's light.
People seem to think all Nords are racist, but surely that itself is racist.
Okay.
I'm not racist. I just don't like the Jews. Or Indians. Or elves. I'm not
Okay, here's
bit
Meridia's
not that
sanctum.
fond of-
Let's go talk to Alora.
Well, here we are. Alara is up front.
Carice, are you keeping up with your studies?
Welcome to
Of
Meridia's
course, High
sanctum, child.
Priestess.
Hello,
Felt
High
like
Priestess
we
Laura.
took the last test.
Champion of Meridia, I have something to ask of you.
What is this place?
This is Meridia's sanctum, and we are Meridia's order. Here, we freely worship and operate as Meridia's instruments, bringing her cleansing light to this place. Meridia has commanded us to root out all undead evils across Skyrim and protect its people from their dangers. We have not heard from Our Lady in some time now, but we continue to act in her honor.
What do you need?
Champion, may I first of all say it is an honor to make your acquaintance. I'm Alara, High Priestess of Meridia's Order, and her sanctum here in Skyrim. We require the assistance of Our Lady's champion, but if I may, it would be an honor to witness why Our Lady chose you. A small taste of trust, if you will.
I'm Meridian's champion. Isn't that enough for you?
Forgive me, champion, and do not mistake my caution for arrogance or lack of faith. It wouldn't be the first time that Our Lady has sent us a deception in order to test our diligence.
What would you like me to do?
We've received word that a necromancer has taken up residence in Solitude. Usually, I dispatch one of our paladins under the protection of Meridia to purge the evil from the city, but these are uncertain times. To be truthful, Our Lady has not spoken to us in, well, a long time. I can't risk one of my people, and I hear you have a reputation for this work. This necromancer has been practicing their vile arts in the Hall of the Dead, defiling corpses and violating the sanctity of death. Exterminate them with the full spite of Meridia's power, then return to me. I'm sending Paladin Marith with you. She will observe you. Not that I won't trust your word, but it's better to be sure. This is
Have I
Alright,
mentioned I
then.
don't like
Our
snow?
lady will be pleased, and I'm sure she will be proud of your work. I know I am.
Thank you, High Priestess. That means a lot to me.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Meridia's new champion, it's an honor.
Something the matter? I'm happy to help if I can.
You mentioned an incident in Rourke said.
Oh, I must have let that one slip out. I'll tell you if you promise not to tell Alara that I brought it up. She can be difficult when you go against her word. Not too long ago, Larson and I intercepted a group of the malevolent necromancers. They were masquerading as farmers in Rorikstead. They spotted us, and I knew that they would recognize us. We wouldn't have another chance to wipe them out. So, we did what we had to. Of course, this meant that we didn't have time to explain the situation to the guards. They swing first and ask questions later. To cut a long story short, Alara had to spend a fortnight making it up to the Jarl, providing her services as a healer to the hold. She generally enjoys her work as a healer, but I don't think she enjoyed that.
You don't seem like a typical Daedra worshipper.
Well, looks can be deceiving. I'll be honest. When I think of Meridia and the other Daedric lords, they don't even come close to being similar. Not all Daedra are evil, and Meridia is certainly not. But truthfully, I'm just happy that I found a group of people who hold my ideals. Alara has done a lot for me, cared for me in my darkest moments, and the Order certainly shares my hatred for the undead. I'm never going to be the most spiritual follower, but I do this with my chosen family at my back, and there's nowhere else I'd rather be.
Alrighty then.
You lead, I'll follow.
Let's go ahead and head back to
This sanctum
Solitude.
is full of good people who have their hearts in the right place. Best remember.
Okay, let's go ahead and fast travel to Solitude.
I have no business with you. Leave me.
Oops. Into the catacombs.
Back away from me, cur.
Funny people. I mean, weird funny, not the haha kind. Unexpected.
Back away from me, cur.
Okay,
Remember,
you asked for
a
it.
smart mouth can't save you when your head is on the floor. What a waste of time.
Well, that's that. I'm sure Meridia is pleased. Not that she'll tell us.
Well, that was
Let's
easy.
head back to Don't worry, I'll vouch for you. Though if you fancy stopping in at the Winking Skeever, I wouldn't complain. It could be a good opportunity for a chat.
Okay, we'll go to the Wicked Skewer then. disappointing. That really wasn't much of a fight.
Exciting when new folk come into town. I bet you've had plenty of adventures.
Anyway, that was extremely disappointing, that first fight that we were asked to do. Hopefully the mod goes a little more exciting than that. That was kind of you know, it lacklustered a lot. Okay, she wanted to go to the weekend skier, so we'll head there and see what she has to talk about.
It's nice to be somewhere that isn't a sanctum for a change.
So you like the
shall we
weekend
talk
skier?
about? Who doesn't like a tavern that references vermin? I hear they have little skeevers cooking in the kitchen wearing tiny chef hats. I'm kidding. Solitude was the first city I stumbled on when I came to Skyrim. As soon as I entered the gate, the smell of stew hit me like a club. It didn't help that I had been traveling for a long time and was starving by this point. The venison stew has been my favorite meal ever since. Corpulus knows how to get it just right.
Haha, skeevers and little hats.
If you like that, wait until I tell you about wolves and old lady linen.
When did you arrive in Skyrim?
Oh, I've been here most of my life. I came here shortly after the passing of my father. I thought it'd be best to have a fresh start. I intended to travel here with my friend, but she backed out at the last minute. She claimed it was too much of a commitment. Well, that wasn't going to stop me. I traveled across the border on foot by myself. Barely enough coin to even spend a night at the inn. When I arrived in Skyrim, the best option seemed to be solitude. Given the presence of the Empire, I thought it'd be safest for an Imperial like me. Of course, that was before the king was murdered and Skyrim was thrown into turmoil.
What did you do when you first arrived in Solitude?
Well, back then I didn't have much experience with a sword, so I practiced. Being a mercenary for hire seemed to be the most obvious career path. Skyrim is so obsessed with infighting. I used to hide and watch the captain instructing the town guard on their sword techniques, and practiced when I could. I'm in debt to that captain more than he will ever realize. Who knows where I'd be now if I didn't steal the knowledge he intended for his men. I was hired to retrieve a relic for a scholar that had been coveted by necromancers. That's where I met Larson, and the rest is history.
What do you think of the Civil War?
I try not to. Ulfric being a Skyrim for the Nords type worries me, but I'm sure it's exaggerated. Or at least I like to think it is. But the Empire hasn't been so good for Cyrodiil as of late. Alara says to let the events unfold and just be ready to pick up the pieces when it's all over.
Yeah, let's talk about something else.
Sure.
So why did you join Meridia's order?
That's a good question. Have you ever been to Cyrodiil?
Yes, I visited Cyrodiil.
Well, if you've ever spent any time in Anvil, my family hails from there. During the Oblivion Crisis, one of my family members, a warrior named Velman, purged the family home of ghosts roaming the crypt underneath. The story was passed down through generations as a way to inspire us. It certainly seems to have worked on me. I know it worked on my mother. She tried to follow in her father's footsteps. She was cut down by skeletons.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you, but I've moved on. I just wished my father could have. He was never the same after she died. He passed away shortly after she did. Do you believe in heartbreak?
When we love someone, losing them can cause physical harm.
I agree. I think that's what killed my father. I shouldn't dwell on it. I suppose life is for the alive.
Yeah, losing your dad's kind of a really, really hard thing. I lost my dad about 5 years ago, and to be honest, it still affects me today. But anyway, I regress. Let's get back to the story here.
You lead, I'll follow.
There are dragons about, traveler. Be warned.
Okay. I know. I was at Helgen.
Then you've seen them too. We lost our home, our livestock. We barely have enough gold to get by.
Here you go. Have some gold.
Thank you, traveler. Be safe, and don't forget to keep an eye on the sky.
Thank you for your kindness.
Thank you for the gold, traveler.
Anytime.
Seems there's always more to be done.
Who's in charge of Solitude?
Jarl Elisif the Fair. Poor woman. Losing her husband and king like that was a dark day for us all. Damn! That reminds me. I have a delivery to make to her steward, Falk Firebeard. He ordered a special bottle of Strass Mackay rum.
I can deliver that for you.
Saved me a lot of trouble. Here. Take it to the Blue Palace.
So, you work here?
You could say that. I own the place. Well, okay. My father owns the Winking Skeever, but it's the family business, so it'll be mine when he kicks off.
You were at the execution, right?
I showed up to watch, yeah. I don't know if they were right to execute him for what he did, but I'll tell you something. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
That seems a little harsh.
Listen, Rogvir and I grew up together. It was us, a few others, and Vivian. Vivian Onus. I have no idea why, but one day I told Rogvir I liked her. It was a stupid thing to do. He mocked me incessantly after that. From that point forward, every time Vivian and I were anywhere close to each other, he made sure to humiliate me. He beat me up, dumped meat on my head, anything he could get away with. Once he even slipped a beehive into my bed. We were children, sure, but Rogvir never outgrew that immaturity or his cruelty. So any talk about him being an honorable Nord? Pure folly. I was done talking anyway.
Good cheer, and good cheer means a full till.
What? Are you ready to leave?
No, there's nothing else to talk about here. So let's get out of here.
Why not let me run the skeever? I already know lots.
Okay.
We should return to Alara. I'm sure she's eager to speak with you. Unless we're heading over to the Winking Skeever.
You there. A master of death does not simply die, but you will. Rise, my minions. Rise and serve me in death.
Do I heard something?
I cannot die. I made someone a promise. That transition was subtle. Next time a bit more warning, please.
Now hopefully Finally, we're rid of that necromancer for good.
Do you bring... Well, it pleases me to hear this, champion. Marith?
It's true. The necromancer is as dead as the creatures they raise.
Excellent. I'm glad to know I can count on you, champion. I suppose it's time I tell you why I need your help. We're traveling, champion. Gather what you need and speak with me when you are ready.
I know the others might appear self-righteous, but please don't judge them too harshly. They feel
Are
it's
you
what
ready to-
Meridia expects of them.
We're traveling to the Shrine of Meridia. It's not far. I'll need to speak with you when we get away from open airs. I'll lead the way. Paladin Larison, I'm traveling. You're in charge.
Yes, High Priestess. Shall I provide you with an escort?
I'm sure the champion is all I need, Larison.
This sanctum is full of goodness.
Greetings.
There are very few places in Skyrim where you can feel truly safe. I hope you can find this to be one of them.
Not mistaken. I have...
Yeah, so far it's not the most exciting.
I think it's so.
Jeez, quite the hurry.
My strength is in service of revenge.
I think we've already passed Raiden's statue, but I guess I could be wrong. Yeah, we cut it to her.
Sometimes I wonder if Meridia even knows what is going on down here. The dragons. I suppose it's insignificant from her realm. I'd rather not delay if it's all the same to you.
Look it going then.
Don't think I don't see you eyeing me up and down. I'm not just eye candy, you know. I do have other uses. And if you're thinking what I think you are thinking, then think again. I do like to be admired, though, I must admit.
When I was young, I would travel with the dog and family.
All according to plan.
Know any true sons and daughters of Skyrim?
Enough
Tell
of
them to
that.
head to Windhelm. Ulfric Stormcloak wants to see them. If you know any true...
Is someone there?
Okay, that's him flying.
Hey!
Sorry, got delayed.
Well, here we are. Listen, I can't trust you, can I?
I did ask. You can trust me. I did ask you that. I did ask you that. I don't think that's written out very well.
Yes, I know, you're right. I don't know if any of the others have mentioned it, but Meridia hasn't spoken to us in some time. Months ago, we would hold regular communications with Our Lady. She would give us guidance and command us. But no longer. Years ago, when I first became devout to Meridia, she gave me the ability to see things before they happened. This ability has been essential to our survival and has guided me in leading Meridia's order. Without it, I feel lost. I'm hoping with her newly appointed champion here, Meridia will change her mind and speak to me like she used to.
How do we summon her?
To summon Meridia, all you need is something from the corpse of an undead creature. Don't worry, I've already got that part covered. I'll attempt to commune with her. You just stay close. Meridia, Lady of Life and Infinite Energies, I stand here as your humble servant with your newly appointed champion. Please, at your shrine, speak to me and offer me guidance, great lady. We eagerly await your word and your order. We need your protection, your benevolence, your wisdom, to prevent the injustices in this world. Please, Lady Meridia. Please. that was
Why didn't
embarrassing.
it work?
When you call on Meridia, she's not compelled to answer. If she doesn't want to answer me, then there is a reason. I think it's time I make it clear to the others that I've lost Meridia's guidance. I would appreciate it if you would accompany me on the way back. Wait, what was that noise? God forbid we should have one day of peace. Time to fight.
Stop it! Careful! You wouldn't want to. It's gonna cost you. Enemy dispatched.
Need something?
Oops.
And pretty much anything else that
Okay, that's kind of weird. Plans are escalating. There can be no interruptions. You are tasked with destroying all enemies of our projects, whoever they may be. I trust since Sin has found his way to you, the plans are escalating. Join me here soon, my friend.
There's nothing like a stroll through the woods. It helps clear my mind.
What a disgrace.
Any idea what that was about?
No, though. It's not uncommon for necromancers to attack followers of Meridia, but to attack this shrine? A sacred place of worship? What a foul deed. Do me a favor. Would you search the bodies for any evidence as to why they may have attacked? I don't wish to sign my friends.
I found this note.
Let's take a look. It seems these necromancers are planning something big. Let me think about this. I think I might have a plan to find out what they're up to. Speak with me again at the Sanctum. I'm too old for this.
Well, you gamers, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. This is the new mod, Meridia's Order. We've finished 2 of the quests, and we'll be starting the 3rd in our next go-around. Anyway, young gamers, thanks for watching, and so far I'm not enjoying this mod as much as I did the Ash mod, Ash Crystal Heart. The first quest and the battle was, not that big of a deal. It was like too easy. I had to, fight some Thalmor just to make things interesting on the trip here. But anyway, we'll give this mod a little more time, and I'll give you my final opinion and continued opinions as we go along. Anyway, young gamers, thanks for watching. This is Old Man Gamer. Keep on gaming.